Uh, Hello, everyone. I'm Nate,
Hi everyone, I'm Michael.
and we are the Olympic Ultras. This
Welcome aboard.
this is episode 2 of our Ultras pod for season 2025, and we are going to be reviewing the Kappa Pro Series Round 1 game against Moreton City and previewing the Kappa Pro Series Round 2 against Southside Eagles. So, without further ado, we'll get into our review. Cue slide.
What was your take on the game?
Um, Rough. It was,
Rough. Good word.
yeah. I think Moreton City just came out a little bit harder, a little bit faster than we did. Um, we seemed to be on the back foot very quickly, very early, and their passing game was top notch. Really, Moreton City's passing
Mm.
game was really top notch, and they were getting in behind us quite a bit. Lugo had a fantastic game. If it wasn't for him, it'd probably be a little bit more than the 3-1 scoreline it was. Um, But as we said before, we did grow into the second half, and as Grossman said as well, we did grow into the second half a little bit. We did start catching up a little bit in the second half, but a little bit, too little, too late.
Yeah, I have to agree. Also, too, to touch on Moreton City Excelsior's performance, they were very, very strong, very physical, and I don't think we were ready for that kind of performance. They come out as if it was like a cup final,
Mm,
uh, and I suppose too, looking back on our previous number of games we've had in the past with them, we've always had very tough, very hard and fast games.
mm-hmm.
And I think it was one of them going, hey, we're going to beat these guys. We're going to get off the right foot. And yes, you're right. They did catch us off the back foot in the first half, but I think whatever Chris said to them in the second half, they certainly picked up, and the performance was a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, tough first game, tough first competitive game for us. But hopefully we can pick ourselves up and move on because this is a competition we need to hit the ground running in.
Yeah, certainly. Playing at home.
Southside Eagles at home, 7:30 kickoff at Goodwin Park, which is nice, easy time to get to. Now, Southside Eagles played round 1 against Gold Coast United, and amazingly, I can't find a definitive result. But it was somewhere between 10 and 12-0 to Gold Coast United.
Which is one hell of a result. I mean, let's say, face it, Gold Coast United are no slouches. They're a very hard attacking forward side.
Yeah, very
So
good.
they would have made the most of that. And if
Yeah,
it does go down to the wire on goal difference, well, we know who's going through.
yeah, exactly right. And good on them for, really taking it to the sword and, again, putting that goal difference on the board so they can get there. But Southside Eagles, I imagine, will be hurting a little bit. But it also shows the stark difference between FQPL1 and NPL yet again. In fact, Southside Eagles actually finished 7th last year in the FQPL1 with 10 wins and 10 losses from their 22 games. So they were a fairly mid-table side last year in the FQPL one, but like again, a very, very clear difference because Gold Coast United were a mid-table club in the NPL last season.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it does show a bit
And
of
the
a
stark
start.
difference is, the players have better conditions, better training facilities, better coaching. Nothing to take away from Southside Eagles, but there is that stark difference between the coaching abilities of some management styles and also what players are made available. Like let's face it, you want to play NPL.
Yeah,
And no disrespect to any leagues lower than that, but I think most players aim and wish to perform to that level. Um, I think Southside Eagles will be a tough opponent. I mean, they'll be coming out to us and they'll want to make amends to what happened, at least try and save a little bit of face.
mm.
So it could be a tough gig for us.
Yeah, exactly right. And again, obviously they just suffered a heavy defeat. We just suffered a defeat. So yeah, Southside Eagles will want to come back and put their best foot forward. Um, and as a real throwback, yes, we did play them preseason. Preseason. The last competitive match we played against Southside Eagles was all the way back in 2021 in a FFA Cup preliminary round, as it was called then, Australia Cup preliminary round, in which we won 2-0. Daniel Leck and Alex Barlow scoring back then in May. So Look, hoping for the same result or slightly better in our favour.
I think we'll do okay. I mean, we certainly have a very strong back line, midfield, and forward line. We have some very talented players. We have players who are brilliant on the ball. Their passing skills are phenomenal. We really do have a great side. It's just that we got taken really early on Friday night.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening again. The boys are a very competitive lot. They, as I said, they're great players, and they will do well.
And I don't think you can be understated just how much our backline itself has changed. You know, we
Very
still
much
have
so.
Danny Driver in there. We still have Jackson Simkin in there from last season as well. But Andre Takami is new. Jack Hudson is new. Louis Greenwood is new. Like we have a lot of new players in that area of the pitch, and it's going to take a while for them to talk to each other.
Of course it is. No matter how good you are, it does take time to settle.
Yeah.
Because each player has their own ability and the way they see it should be played.
Hmm.
Whereas the other player might go, hang on, now don't play that way. So it does take a while to blend. And whilst we've had a few games in the Hellenic Cup, which is fantastic, and we have a lot of great training sessions, it's match games which are important. They're the ones you need to gel. And I think we're still gelling. I don't think we're too far away.
No, I don't think so. Like we said with the review, the second half of Moreton City definitely got better. We
Yeah,
definitely started trying to claw our way back into the game. We couldn't quite get there in the end, but that's like the signs are there that the
yeah,
lads
that's
start
football
talking to
player.
each other. And yeah, that's football. That's how it goes. Um, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Very much so. So it's a 7:30 kickoff
7:30 kickoff,
this coming
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
4th of February at Goodwin Park.
Fantastic. We'll see you down there, hopefully.
See you then.